Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and a warm welcome to all of you to the Neo Super Trader series. Today, we have with us Mr. Naveen Sood. Mr. Naveen Sood has been associated with the Neo Trader community for quite some time now, and he's a super trader in the true sense since he's derived fantastic results in his trading and in his use of NeoTrader. Yes, Mr. Naveen Sood, thank you so much for taking the time out and agreeing to meet with us today. I'm sure that everyone who will be watching this video, especially those from our NeoTrader community, were really excited and were really waiting to hear from you. And today it is going to be a wonderful opportunity for all of us to learn from your experience. So, Mr. Naveen Sood, welcome. And I would request you to introduce yourself to our viewers.
Good evening, friends. My name is Naveen Sood, and my profession, I am a mechanical engineer, and I have an industry otherwise, manufacturing industry. But I got into, I also thank NeoTrader Family Chart Advice for really calling me on this platform and expressing my views and how I have been using NeoTraders. So I have been trading since almost 20 years now, and my journey has been the same as other traders always express, means first starting without any knowledge, then going along with brokers, then with tips, and then, going step by step, trying to acquire some software, then going on to having some mentor. And all this journey, when you are going through the path, you really keep on hitting the same things, you're making money, you're losing money, you're making money, you're losing money, and then you try to find a holy grail, which you never can. Then you have to make a compromise, you have to come up with certain ideas, you have to stick to certain systems. And that is how, I came across a system here in the NeoTrader family also. Yeah.
That's wonderful, sir. And I can absolutely resonate with everything that you said because the journey that you mentioned, it is very clear that you're a very seasoned trader. And I'm sure that being such a seasoned trader, all of us would like to know how do you go about your process of trading? Like, I'm sure the first thing that you would be doing is you would be seeing various pages, including the dashboard, and in order to create a view for the market. So, what
Correct.
is the
Yeah.
routine that you go through early in the morning, and how do you actually go about gauging the market's mood before you start trading?
Correct. So, how do we really put to use NeoTrader, which is exceptionally a good software, which has been designed by none other than Mr. C.K. Narayan, the father of technical analysis, and he has put everything together, Earlier, what happened, when we were going on to a software or RSI, ADX, all these pages we had to open separately and then combine them together to find any trade, But the beauty of this is that everything has been combined, and then it is very easy to know exactly what all indicators are aligned for your stock. Well, how to begin really, So there are two ways to look at this and how to analyze your trade. One is the intraday trade, and other is the positional trade. You see. So for the intraday trades, is that you have to look up early morning, and the other homework that you have to do is on the weekend. So I will begin with the intraday process. What happens in the intraday is that first you look at pre-open, basically. When the pre-open is there, you understand the mood of the market, what is going to really happen today, and what are the stocks, which are there in pre-open, which are showing some strength, and which are the ones which are showing some weakness. I think we should keep note down these stocks, because these stocks, if they give a follow through, we have a trade in them. If they don't give a follow through, just forget about them, basically, and then move on. And then as soon as the market opens, you look at the dashboard, which is the most important page in the morning for me, at least, basically, because I see that what is the advanced decline, how many are in dark green, how many are in light green, how many are in dark red, and what is the light red, So that gives me a total breadth, that in which direction today the mood of the market is. Then the other thing that we have to look at is the on the just above the pie chart, that what is the Nifty doing, what is Bank Nifty doing, and what is the other segments, which gives us another view that what is the strength in the different indices. Then we go to market view. Then also we can look at market stats, and then see what are the ones which did a gap up and which did a gap down, and then look whether there will be a follow through in them or there won't be a follow through. Then come to market view and see, close versus open, what are the changes, and which are the sectors which are going to showing some strength or showing some weakness. And looking at those, then go to the different sectors and look at the other the places where the sectors are showing strength. For me, what is more important is the ones which are very strong and the ones which are very weak, basically. I just keep two or three out of the strong ones from each sector, and then I give more weightage to the ones in which the market view was showing more strength or more weakness, basically. And list them down on a piece of paper and look at them. Then keep watching, because in the ones which are leaders, you are definitely going to get a follow through. Or the ones which are weak, you will get a follow through. And follow through trades are the best trades in my experience, because in those trades, your stop loss gets defined, basically. You are able to know, basically what kind of a stop loss you can have, because already a run up or a run down has taken place, and then there is a retracement. You know what was the retracement level, and after you have seen the retracement, you know what is the basic level that you can take for the stop loss, and what is the target that you want with respect to your stop loss. And then you can go to the expert alerts page, and look for some potential reversal trades. And then you can see what has really reversed there, and that is another part of the things. Earlier also I was looking at TWR pivots and other things, but these days, because you are gauging the market, and these are all intraday trades, so you cannot look at so many things together. Basically, then you have to just narrow down in the morning first half of the 30 minutes onto the ones in which you think you can master because every page has something to say, some story to tell. So you can keep on looking at those pages. I will explain the pages further, once we go ahead, all after I've seen a stock, what do I do, then how you can really gauge that stock and know further whether we should really enter into that stock or just leave it alone. So all these things, I think let's go ahead. You can ask me, and then I'll explain further basic things.
Okay, sir. So basically, like one thing that you said was that you look for those stocks that are displaying strength in a sector. So basically the strongest and weakest stocks of a sector. And another thing that you mentioned is that these are those stocks that would have run up. Now, while I agree with you completely, there are a lot of people who think that once a stock has run up a little bit in the day, say in the morning, then they don't want to touch that stock, thinking that it won't rise further, right? So what would be your advice to such people and to such cases? Would you pick the stock that has not run up, or would you always only pick the stock that is up, say 3% or 4% or 5%, and look for trades in those stocks?
Well, I always feel, the leaders always tend to gain, and they always run ahead, So right. They won't rest, basically. Yeah. Even the horse that is the fastest will always lead, So that is the way I have always analyzed, and I always want to pick up strength and weakness both,
Hmm.
because I feel the ones which are strong will still have more potential and steam to run up. So
Right.
for me, that's more important to pick up the strong ones and the weakest ones, than picking up the mediocre ones. And that is what has worked for me also, basically.
Nice. I really, like that anecdote that you use, that the horse that runs the fastest will be the one that wins, right? So, okay, now it's pretty clear that how, the what are those stocks that, you will see. Okay. And I know that you have many methods, many methods on how to pick a stock and how to pick a trade. So once you've analyzed the market in the morning, is there any specifics? Now my question will be specific to NeoTrader. Okay, like once you've seen your dashboard, like, is there any specific method that you use to find your stock, or a specific page, or a combination of pages that you see to pick out your trade?
Yes, it's a combination of pages.
Okay,
My first page that after picking up the stock is I will go to the stock analyzer
right.
and I will feed the name there and then see the consolidated view basically. So once I have seen the consolidated view on the dials, I can make out easily that what it is doing in intraday, multi-day, and positional basically.
Right.
First thing. Supposing if I can make out, okay, intraday is strong and I want to enter intraday and just look at the other segments, if they are just neutral or not so strong, then also it is okay for me. And then I will come down to the other pages and look at what Ichimoku score is doing, what candlestick is doing, and then come down further and look at the pivots, whether it is PR1 or what. Then I will also look at the confluence of pivots, which could be the targets there. So on this one page itself is one decision making page for me basically, where I can exactly see that whether this trade will work out for me or it will give me some, and I can work out many things on this very page. It is a it's a summary, it's a history of the whole stock on one page itself from where you can do everything. Then you can go to the expert alerts page and see that the trade that you picked up, whether it is a three-dot trade or it is two-dot trade, means which are the time frames which are in confluence, basically.
Right.
Means if all the time frames are in confluence, that means you have picked up good strength. If it is two time frames, then it is a mediocre, it is okay. I can also go to, I usually look up at RSI, whether the RSI is giving some strength, is the ADX giving some strength. So if all these are in alignment and are in synchronization, the trade, it runs like a rocket, basically.
Wow.
then
Wow.
then you just also get that confidence, that okay, I can carry this overnight, I can keep it for a few days, doesn't matter, because it is not something that gives you means a sleepless nights basically. You can always depend upon, you have all done the whole analysis. So once you have absorbed the analysis, and you know exactly what you have picked up, it's not something that randomly you have picked up. You have done some homework before. It's not that the ready-made trades are not good. The ready-made trades are, even if I pick a ready-made trade, I still do this kind of an analysis, basically. Just because I want to know exactly that what are the technicals which are supporting this, basically. And in which direction am I going. Whether my I am comfortable with my stop loss. Am I comfortable with my target? So after I've done all this, then only I enter the trade, basically.
Okay. So, like, one thing I took out from here is that you do a lot of multi time frame analysis, right? You also
Correct.
see the weekly, you also see the monthly, you also see the daily. Has it become easier for you to do that with the various pages of NeoTrader, because you don't, or like, compared to what you were doing earlier?
Yes, I mentioned just now because, for example, when I said three dots means I'm looking at daily, weekly, monthly, when
Right.
I'm looking. So everything is very simple there, means you see, one thing is that, okay, you are clicking different charts and then looking at it.
Right.
Here, what is things are visual. And when things are visual, they are easy to absorb and they are easy to digest and you get a grip on them faster and better. So Neo has more of visual appeal, everything is visual. So the more you dig into this Neo, the more you understand it basically, and the more friendly you get with it, you see. So why I've been spending, in the beginning when I took Neo, I did not miss a single webinar, not a single seminar, even all walkthroughs, everything, weekend, everything I was watching carefully, taking notes, and trying to absorb the whole theory behind everything, And then a lot of weekend analysis I was doing, sitting and reading every page, Ichimoku, candlesticks, everything, calling Shabir, calling you, calling everyone, if I wasn't understanding. So it means I tried to digest the whole information. For example, the Ichimoku page in itself is a very good page, So whenever, I'm picking up any stock, what I would do is I would like to see in how many time frames is it really having an influencing, how many time frames are really matching together, whether the CS is at one or what is the CS value there. So all these things have been taught to us theoretically first in all the webinars and seminars,
It's a good thing you mentioned about the Ichimoku page, because that was going to be my next question. How do you sort of navigate, and how do you, do your analysis using Ichimoku? Like, do you think it's useful to sort of pick out the trend? Like, what is your process there?
Yes, on the weekends, what I would do is I would pick up the KS and CS crossover, basically KS and Fusion Sun and Taken Sun, KS and TS crossover, and check out span rating. So check it on the weekly and see which are the stocks which are showing strength on that time frame, because or weakness in that time frame, and these are the ones that I would pick up for my daily routine when I'm trading every day, because the moment they would show some strength or weakness in the daily time frame, they become my first choice, they become my choice to enter immediately, because I've already analyzed this trade. For example, in the past say quarter, past 15 days, TCS was one stock which was coming there, and we can see what TCS has done in the last 15 days, basically. So that is one way of analyzing this.
Tata Motors was another one that was there. That was
correct.
Yeah.
And I think you must have noticed what I've done with Tata Motors. So multiple lots.
That is something I would want to discuss now. If it is okay with you, can I share some of the pictures that you have posted on our WhatsApp group, especially with respect to Tata Motors?
Yes, you can share. No problem.
Surely. Yeah. So over here is this is on this particular slide, I have taken out some of the pictures that you've shared, and I'm sure these are, I would say, snapshots of your account, right?
Correct. Yeah. Snapshots of mine.
I'll just zoom in a bit, and I think if I zoom in, it'll become more clear. I can see that today itself there was DLF. It is 15,000 profit in DLF. Canfin Home another 40,000. Tata Motors 31,000. Granules is another 35,000. I can see that since it's in the past many days you've been trading on Tata Motors, and you've shared multiple trades on the stock, and you made some easily 65,000 rupees profit in Tata Motors in the past few days. And not only that, even in Tata Steel, you've made another cool 72,483 rupees profit. So if I accumulate all of these gains, it works out to be a really handsome amount for any trader. So that is why I would like to ask you now, if you had to say what is the secret to making consistent profits in the stock market, what would it be?
It is basically hard work and analysis. Basically we have to work on ourselves. Then it's not only that the software will do everything. We also have to work on our mind, and on the kind of knowledge and other, we have to upgrade ourselves basically, and we must know when we are sitting in front of the terminal that what all we are doing and how we are doing with full knowledge we should be doing it. It's our money, and money doesn't come easy. And as we all know that in the stock market, 95% are losers, only 5% are winners. So for becoming a winner, you have to put in a lot of effort. It doesn't come, uh, on an ad hoc basis. So I just say that your tool should be good. You must invest in good tools. Your knowledge should be good. Your mentor should be good, and your psychology should also be good. So it is a combination of so many things. And for me, ever since I've picked up Neo, my time of analysis has gone much lower. I've cut down on analyzing, because I'm getting so many ready-made pages, means every page has a story to tell. So that becomes very easy for me, basically. I don't have to invest too much of time or opening too many pages or opening many charts or something of that kind. And once I've got a hint from Neo, and then it just becomes a recipe for me. I just have to cook that recipe. For example, always I just say one thing, we go into a kitchen, and when we have to cook a dish, we put 5, 6 ingredients together. Then only we get a good dish. And what we expect from the stock market is, okay, we just click the mouse and we get money. No, that's not possible. So we have to again put in some ingredients, and then make that stock favorable to for us, and win the whole game basically. That is the way I look at it basically.
Right, absolutely. And when it comes to your preparation, and when it comes to knowledge, and when it comes to training yourself over and over again, the amount of diligence that you have put in, I haven't seen anyone put in so much diligence, and I'm sure that is the secret of your success as well. Hard work and preparation mainly. So, and when it comes to preparation, one thing I have noticed that you do is you are always ready on the weekends. Before the week begins, you are ready. And I have seen that the weekend analysis framework, the specific NeoTrader weekend analysis framework that we've put up on our website, and that we've also, the PDF that we've shared, that is something that you follow very diligently. And I would say maybe you even mastered that. So what would your advice be to the users who are using that framework, and how should they go about it?
So I would also like to show, for example, here. So just look at my diaries. These are the kind of diaries. If you can see, on the weekend, I would do such like things. I will mark out the pages, and I will mark out all these stocks. And I will prepare in advance. As to what I have to do basically. All this I've done from the NeoTrader pages only. All these kind of preparations that I do. Which are the ones, which are the sectors, which are the leaders, and all this I do it on the weekend basically. It's not that I just come and sit on the terminal on Monday and start doing it. It's not like that. Basically, I make a full preparation. I go into all the pages, as we have mentioned, all the pages, and the whole setup that has been sent by you, that what we should do on the candlestick page, look at long line, look at other parameters, look at the consecutive setups, all those things, I just make a summary and then choose the strong ones and the weak ones and make the whole setup,
Okay.
So that is the way I proceed basically.
So approximately how much time do you spend on the weekend doing this?
On the weekend, maybe around 1 hour, 1.5 hours.
Okay. Nice.
And every evening around 30 minutes or 40 minutes,
And another thing that you mentioned was about knowledge, and I know for a fact that you have always been a knowledge seeker. And being a knowledge seeker, you have attended a lot of training programs, and you also attended a lot of training programs that we do, like the 7 Steps to Financial Freedom that is taken by Mr. Raja Venkatraman, or all the online programs of Dr. C.K. Narayan, our founder.
Correct.
So how has your experience been in getting training from NeoTrader, and you know, and has it helped improve your process? Has it helped improve your profitability?
Yes, well, I've always held a very high regard for Dr. C. K. Narayan, because I think it's not now, since the past 5, 7 years I had been subscribing to the main pages, and I was always watching all the videos on Ichimoku, on RSI, day trading, and all these videos I had been watching it there, And yes, I did attend Raja sir's program on 7 steps, and it was really an insight for me as to how I have to really pick up trades for intraday, and it has really helped me and enhanced my journey on this in the trading platform, basically.
That's superb. So that's absolutely superb, because considering today, a lot of people think that there's a lot of free information everywhere, that everyone think their job can get done with that free information that's out there. But uh, training, and especially a paid training program, is something that offers structure, and something that offers a step by step way to go about the entire trading process and how to actually profit from it. So since you have
Correct.
gone through this process, would you recommend that traders, especially new traders in the market, should join training programs like 7 steps? Would you recommend that to people?
Yes, training should always be an ongoing part. I don't say that you should just go in for one training program and think that you are now a superhero and a superman. Yes, 7 steps is indeed a very good beginning program, a beginners program, and then new always is hand holding, and new every weekend is training us, all this, it not only builds your thinking, your perception about the markets, your thought process about the markets, and how you are going to really take your trades and going to go about them. Everything is discussed so openly. So all this enhances your knowledge, and I always feel that all training programs that are held by the chart advised neo traders should be attended, and the kind of information that we get is superb. It is indeed one of the best. The platform is one of the best platforms.
That's wonderful to hear. Thank you so much for your kind words, sir. Now I'm going to ask you a very interesting question. If you had to, we spoke and we discussed about a lot of concepts, but say if you had to sort of zero down to your two favorite strategies or two favorite pages inside NeoTrader, that which two would you pick and why?
Yeah, I already had mentioned, my first page is the dashboard,
Right.
Dashboard is one page, because that is the page which builds your information for the whole day. Means you are going to sit from 9 a.m. to 3:30, that is the page which will give you the insight as to how today's day is going to come up, What are the informations that you would like to utilize for making it a profitable day today. So that is one page without which I really feel very handicapped. If I don't have that page, I will feel that today's day I may not be able to trade the markets at all. I'll rather leave the market and sit. I would not trade at all, if I don't have that page. I got so used to that page. That is the first page, dashboard. The other page I also had mentioned, as soon as I pick up a stock, for the next page for me is the stock analyze.
Right.
Because that is the page which gives me the complete summary on the first side of itself. I know that the dials give me the three views, about intraday, multi-day, positional. Then I have the Ichimoku, I have the candlesticks, I have the pivots. So then I also know which how many time frames have we a long call or a short call. That also is available there. So I can make out from that page itself, that whether I would be successful or I will not be successful, or in which direction am I really going. So many a times, I have seen that I get a breakout on the chart or some other manner, or some information. But if you come to stock analyzer and if the dials are not in your favor, I would rather leave that stock. I would not trade it at all. For
Okay.
me, it is very important to see that the consolidated view, the intraday view, and this positional view, they are all in my favor basically.
Nice. So you're using it like a vetting system as well, like, like a final vetting system before you take the trade.
Correct, correct.
So that might also help you to, like, anything you hear or anything you see or any the name of stock that you hear, you instantly input that into stock analyzer, and only if it agrees with you, you will go ahead and take your trade. Otherwise, you will avoid the trade.
Correct, correct, correct. Absolutely correct.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Wow, super. And another thing, I've also noticed that you take a lot of, longer term trades as well, like, like investment trades, right? Like longer position trades. And you do a lot of that in the, uh, I would say, wider NSE 500 segment, right?
Correct, correct, correct.
So, so what is your experience there, and would you like to talk about those particular trades and how you go about doing it?
Yeah. And again, here on the weekend only, what I would do it, I would go into NSE 500 and I would go into the expert alerts page and there see the monthly and weekly by clicking on NSE 500. Then I'll see the ones which have all the three green dots and the ones which are above the Camarilla pivots, in H3, H4 levels, So these are the, or change now button, So we have so many ways of checking in, And after I have seen, picked up the stocks from there, then I would do a little analysis and check out, As I told you, I would only pick up the leaders. So again, I'm trying to pick the leaders only basically, and the ones which are showing strength. So once they are picked up, then I just start my investments there, And once, since I've entered into trades, which are on a weekly or a monthly strength, so I keep them for a longer period of time, basically. Until I've achieved the levels of the pivots on the weekly or daily time frame, So I will manage those trades.
Okay, so you keep trailing your stop loss on the basis of the pivots?
Correct. That is the way I would do it, basically. Correct.
Okay, great. That was, it was so nice that you so freely and so openly shared your entire process and your entire way of trading. And
Correct.
I'm sure that the not only just the NeoTrader community, but the entire trading community of India who will be watching this video will have a lot of major takeaways from what you've said. So thank you so much, Mr. Naveen Sood, for coming and speaking in our platform. And before we end this, before we close, what would be that one last message that you would like to share with everyone in our NeoTrader community, especially because they all really look up to you on our WhatsApp group? So what is that one final message that you would like to leave them with?
Yeah, I would just like to say that everyone should earn from the markets, and I've always been saying that markets are supreme. Never underestimate the markets, And I also always keep on telling all my colleagues, don't wish for too much, don't grab too much, This is a flowing river. Just try to take a little peck from this, from the flowing river. Don't try to just, and don't feel, you are supreme or you have mastered the markets. You can never master the markets. The markets are means supreme. You have to bow your head before the markets. And just pick up a little something like prasad, from there. Don't try to just think that you can become rich overnight. Just small trades and just pick up those, That is my message,
I think that was excellent, and that was and you just summed it up so beautifully. Is that, so thank you so much, sir. And I have always loved with you like over the phone and over WhatsApp when we speak, but today, like having this face-to-face discussion has been a really enlightening experience for me. So thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to doing many more such interactions with you over the years.
Thank you, Aditya. Thank you, Raja sir, and thank you, Narayan sir, CK Narayan sir also. I thank all of you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Neo family. Okay.
And
Bye.
ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. Naveen Sood, a super trader in the true sense, right? And I'm Aditya Iyer, co-founder of NeoTrader, signing off. And thank you so much for watching this particular video. Thank you.
Thank you.